right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another DC Worlds Collide video. This is Mr. Squirrel. As always, glad to have you here. Thanks for stopping by, and I always appreciate your comments and feedback. Okay, so I've been wanting to make a video about this character. I'm going to call him Potential Man because I think he is ranked very low on almost every tier list, and I see a lot of potential in him. But he needs to be heavily invested to get a hold of that. And so what does John do? He is a shield debuff tank. That's it. And he's very selfish. I will just tell you that outright. His ult, what does his ult do? When he triggers his ult, he gets a sniper rifle, does more damage and lifesteal. Now at later ranks, he gets a shield on himself. It's pretty great. He becomes so he gets a shield, lifesteal, and then counterattacks when he gets hit. When he is, his basic will trigger weaken, slower armor. He will give a random debuff or armor break for 2 turns, adds 1 stack of a random debuff. So when he's counterattacking, he is applying a lot of debuffs. On a debuff team, pretty good too. He has a 40% chance to counterattack. Dealing superpower damage equals 70% of his attack. Stat, inflicted 1 stack of a random debuff. So again, it's the same thing as auto. And then finally, during battle, increases max HP by 10%. When attacked, has a chance to permanently gain. Now, this one is both good and also very annoying. If this was auto or I think a slightly higher percentage, I would be more comfortable with it. But I have had this makes him very RNG and very annoying to in both a good and a bad way. If it procs for you, it's great. If it doesn't, this is legitimately hyper annoying. I've actually seen him get hit like 20 plus times and never and get to 5 stacks of this. And you're just like, okay. I really think if they just made it guaranteed his first 10 hits, this would be better. I don't think it would break him. It is very frustrating when it doesn't proc. So what does this do? When he gets hit, he gets a chance, 40% chance of getting weakness insight. What does this do? Basic rate increased to 60% damage reduction. So during about 10% one chance. So I think when they mean basic rate, it goes up to 60% chance versus a 40% chance. And when weakness insight reaches rank 10 for the first time, resets the cooldown of the ult and the next ultimate capture free. So when he hits 10, he will, and he gets, so at max rank, so as he keeps getting hit, right, he builds up his damage reduction to 30%. At max stacks, he's at 30%, right? So he starts out weak and then gets a lot stronger as the game goes on, right? Once he's at max, he's sitting at a solid 30% damage reduction, which is great. But getting these is a chance. Around a coin flip. A little bit more than a coin flip. And when he doesn't hit him, it's very annoying. So there are 2 things about him then why I call him Potential Man. At badge, so because he has 2 ways to get free ults. Well, a free ult. So the first is getting to 10 stacks on weakness insight. So he's got to be hit a couple times, right? So when it's already late into the game, he can then get a free ult. Great. The other way is badge 30. And at badge 30, at the beginning of the game, he will cast his ult for free. It's pretty great. So it gives him 2 turns of being super tanky because he's getting, well, again, when he ults, he gets a 30% at max rank, 30% shield. He gains 30% damage reduction. Now, mind you, so when his ult is up and he has full stacks of weakness insight, he is sitting at 60% damage reduction. That is a lot. That is a lot. He is very tanky. I would say he's probably one of the tankiest characters in the game when his ult is up and he has max weakness insight. But regardless, he is always starting the game not strong. As the game progresses, he becomes a lot stronger. He will become a beast as the game goes on. I just want to say that. He will become a beast as the game progresses. He does not start out as a beast, though. So, you need to kind of play into that. Is that he is going to struggle in the beginning of a fight. He can get burst down very quickly. he is almost mandatory to run with Lex Luthor, and Lex Luthor needs to ult early in the fight so he can get a nice shield. He runs well with the shield team. And I almost say Kid Flash is almost mandatory with him too, because he will die early if otherwise, and then he's just kind of done. He does not do well at high deficits. I will just say that outright until you get badge 30. But even then, it's badge 30. And I really want to emphasize getting to badge 30 is incredibly hard. It is very hard, very difficult. It will take a very long time. And by that point, I worry that there will be a better character out there that will do what he does just better. There already kind of is, and then Lex Luthor. I have a feeling they're going to make other characters, tanks, for the shield team that do what he does in a better way. It will suck when that happens, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's show him in action. All right, here we are, 25-27. So this is, I actually like to ult with him. This is why it is kind of frustrating when he's not at badge 30, because typically I would like to ult with him freely in the beginning of the fight, right? Now, the one thing you want to be careful of when you're playing him is that the computer will auto with him the second it's up. You actually want to ult with him right after his first auto, because if you do it right before he autos, especially in the first turn, then that one turn of his ult actually disappears. So I'll show you. I'm going to go this off auto. And so we'll go here. We'll do this. I'm going to wait for him. You're noticing I'm going to wait for him to attack. Now I ult. There. Now this is up. It will increase the duration of time that this is up. And he does, I think this is a very good ult in the sense that like he is applying debuffs left and right when he gets attacked. It is very good. So there we go. Okay, we'll do this. Let's see if I can get some HP down. Okay, great. Okay, great. Perfect. This is going to sting a little bit. And we'll do this so I can get Lex will heal up 30% of HP while giving everyone a shield. But again, you're noticing I have a lot of people on this team that are also making John a lot tankier. So there we go. Oh yeah, man, Jess does so much damage. She is such a monster. Okay. We'll do this. I want to see if I can get some stuns going. Okay, actually, I'm going to do this, actually. I'm going to ult with Jess, and then I'm going to ult with Hal. Yeah, that was perfect. Because now Hal will get the kill there. He gets more planes. Oh, man. So again, is he going to be like the make or break on your team? I don't think so. But at the same time, is he a good tank? I think he's a very solid tank. And we'll do this to heal up my team. There we go. I can use this to heal up, I think, Lex Luthor. Yeah, that'll go to Lex. And I was pretty much in the bag. I think overall, he is a very good character. I do think, though, that there are better tanks. He is a character I would really want to get to badge 30. If Lex Luthor had a better leader skill, I would probably continue to invest in this team. But Lex Luthor, again, his leader skill falls off at rank 10, where Mr. Terrific actually, I think, picks up even more. I won't get fully into that. But if the shield team was a little bit better, I think he would be a much better character, unfortunately. And he would be a better investment for this team. As it stands, I don't know if he is the... it's unfortunate because I don't think this team, the shield team, has a really good tank. I think he's very good, but he is going to be struggling. As you saw, he was one of the first characters. Granted, am I going up against a high deficit and this is against a tactile enemy? Yes. Does that mean he's going to get burned down? Yes. But at the same time, there is a lot of sustain on this team in the form of, like, my team is shielding quite a bit. And he even has on this team, he has the Bane artifact, which means that when his health drops below 25%, he gets a boost in HP. Yada yada yada. It also, he has this weird thing where he does counterattacks and gets lifesteal, right? Well, you don't want to build damage on him. You just want him to be a tank, right? And because his other part of his kit is, like, shields from his HP, right? His ult is about getting a 30% shield of his HP. Well, here's the kicker. You also want a little bit of attack in there and maybe some crit, because he wants to do damage during his ult so he can get some lifesteal. But he's not dealing that much damage. so that his life steal is actually even it's a little bit, right? But as you start getting those high HP values, he's not getting a lot of stuff back. And so it kind of makes it almost not worth it. That life steal is kind of wasted. And I don't think I think that's a problem. Like he's trying to do both damage and tank, and that's just you don't want characters that do that unless you're running him on Mr. Terrific's team. Oh hey, what do you know? We're gonna have to start. Ooh, hey, what do you know? We've got what's her name? I might actually want to throw characters, switch up the characters where they're at this given moment. Okay, so we're gonna do here. I'm gonna wait for there we go. I'm gonna use this so that way he does not die. Perfect. Okay, great. Let's see how we rock here. Man, I was kind of hoping. We'll do this. I'm actually going to try to see if I can get some stuns. I'm a little worried about how much damage they're about to do here. Okay. That's good. That actually weakens him down a little bit. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to get some heals going here. Get everyone some shields up. Yeah, there we go. All right, Hal, I need you to get some cleanses going. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay, we're going to do this because there's not a lot of healing on this team. On their team. My team, it's... Okay, I'm actually going to... what am I going to do here? Okay, what's good about this... I'm actually going to heal. Okay. We're going to do this. Okay, good. That was a decent amount of damage. Okay, now I'm going to actually bring back John's ult. Because again, that's where now he's sitting at 60% damage reduction. So now he is in beast mode. Like he is gonna be very difficult to take out here. He is very tanky, and he's gonna debuff the heck out of Deathstroke. Okay, so what we're gonna do in this case, I'm actually gonna save Kid Flash's ult. I'm not gonna need it right now. I'm gonna just save that sucker up. There we go. Okay. Again, he is a very good character. I think he is very good, especially the more and more you invest in him, the better he does become. We got a nice solid ooh, nice. There we go. Okay. Okay, nice. That's a lot of good weakness that, ooh, we're going to do this real quick. I'm going to try to heal up here, and then I'm also going to try to just do some massive amounts of heals. We're going to go here, boom, and then we'll do this. Kid Flash is going to... Who is he healing? Okay, great. He's going to keep up John. Okay, that's fine. Okay, great. Jessica got him down. That's fine, too. He does good damage. We're going to shield. We're going to do 2 shields here. So we're going to... This is why I also really do like the shield team. There's a lot of preventative-based damage on this team, which I think is very, very good. And then we got this. That was actually slightly a waste. I should have waited because she does get those auto ults now. Let's see. What are you going to do? Are you going to throw... Okay. We're still at turn 6. Okay, that's fine. We're doing fine. Okay, we're going to throw this... Okay, that's good damage. We're doing fine. We got this within the time limit. So I'll be back past 25:30, which is great. I wanted to actually beat this today because that way when reset hits, I get a higher level. I think it's Elseworld now. My Elseworld shop does just bump up, which is great. I was stuck because I had to get a character up to... We're actually going to do this because, again, I want to debuff the heck out of Deathstroke. We're going to do this right now. I think this is the way to go. Get some auto ults going, auto crits, auto ults. I do think especially on a debuff team, if he's at rank 30, I actually think he's dope. Because he is, if you're watching here, watch how much like debuffing is, but he's not AoE debuffing, which can be a slight problem. All right, I think this is game. Yeah, we're done. 25:30, great. So again, high deficits. I think he's doing fine. Do I think he's some kind of like crazy broken character? No, I think at rank 30 though he does become very good. But I think a lot of characters become good. Here's my issue though, okay, great. We got past this. Let me pause and come back real quick. Okay, My issue is that his badge is really unevenly distributed. And what I mean by that is like his tier 1 and tier 2 are okay. His tier 3 though is amazing. But the problem is that's a lot of resources to invest to get there. And I don't feel like he really bumps up enough. And also just take note is when he's up at that final point and you have him at badge 30 in his full weakness insight state and alt, he is with his full badge as well. He is actually sitting at 70% damage reduction, just flat out. That's a lot. That's a lot of damage reduction. He becomes very tanky. However, if you do burst him down early in the fight, though, but my point is at badge 30, he's really good. And I know people rank him really low, but he's very tanky at badge 30. He is a wall at badge 30. I don't care what anyone says. He is a wall. The problem is that it is a very unevenly distributed wall. And that means that if it's either badge 30 or not. And I know you're like, well, what do you mean? It's just like he gets one free cost. That free cost at badge 30, he'll probably be at rank 10 around that point. He has a 30% shield, 30% damage reduction at the start of the fight. He needs that to build up his insight stacks. And I'm just going to say this. I have had numerous cases where I've gotten lucky and I've built up his insight stacks, and I've also been very unlucky and his insight stacks did not trigger. And that is very annoying when it happens. And then he's kind of dead in the water for a little bit, because then what's happening in those situations is then this ult that isn't the craziest of value. I don't think it is worth 3. And it's not really, you're not really meant to cast it on him. The point of how he operates is that you're meant to get a free ult in the beginning of the fight, and that ult is meant to last you 2 turns. In that time, he's hopefully building up at least 5 to 6 stacks of his weakness insight. So now he's sitting at a solid 3, let's say 5, 15, 20-ish% damage reduction. And then you can build him up a little bit more. But then remember, once that ult's off, he's lost that 30% damage reduction, and now he's kind of open. His damage reduction is very conditional. He needs his ult up, right? Now, granted, in a typical fight, when he's at badge 30, in the perfect scenarios, he has 4 turns in a game of his ult being up. And hopefully when you trigger his ult the first time, he gets a decent amount of stacks of weakness insight, yada, yada, yada. I would always position him top left because that's where the most hits are going. But again, if it doesn't proc, you are dead to rights with him. So he's very RNG based at the same time. Good character, needs to be heavily invested. And it's not like, well, you can build up to it. No, it's like you need him badge 30 or not. And that to me is a little annoying. I really wish it was like badge 20 gave. I do really wish his badge 30 was his badge 20. But I get why it's not. But at the same time, I really wish it was. Okay. That's it for this video, folks. I hope this was a decent early game video footage. Leave me any comments, feedbacks you've got, and I hope everyone's having a wonderful day.